right now I'm just walking to my shop. Nothing fancy, but just walking to my wood shop. Got a few projects I've been working on and decided I would see if anybody would be interested in seeing how I, who's not an extraordinarily talented woodworker, but you know, go through kind of my troubleshooting process and figuring out how I want to do different projects that I'm working on, how I overcome the challenges I come up against. So that's kind of the purpose of what I'm doing. So a little bit about myself. My name's Jason. I'm a full-time paramedic here in Kansas. So what I do here in my wood shop is a hobby of mine. So with that, basically I was going to show you where, because kind of like everything else I do, I don't always think things through. So I was originally going to show, you know, projects from start to finish, but like I said, didn't fully think it through. Decided to do this in the middle of a project. So I'm gonna say, you gotta start somewhere, and I'm starting this video series in the middle of a project I'm working on. So building a little farmhouse end table, or foyer table, I don't know what you want to call it. So today, what my goal is, I've got the frame all built. Like I said, had I thought it through a little bit more, instead of doing those X braces the way I did them. So I did them in 3 pieces, one solid piece going across there, and then 2 individuals. I think next time I'm gonna just, and I've done this kind of joint before, just notch out halfway through each one of those and overlap them that way. It makes, I don't know, I got them pretty close to lined up. I don't know if I can get down there if you can see. I mean, it's pretty close to lined up, but I'm sure if you go and look at it, you're going to see where it's not. It's off by a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to run this through the planer, try a few different things. Again, sticking with that rustic look, I may plane it down and then try some different ways to distress it again. So probably will cut out the audio because it's going to get fairly noisy between the planer and my dust collector, but so at any rate, here goes nothing. I think I've decided I'm not going to use the planer for this particular project. It's just not doing the finish that I'd like it to. Okay, so sorry, it's with a little bit of trial and error. Found a few. I think I figured out what I'm going to do. So I think I'm just going to use my powered hand planer. Just go a few passes on it, just enough to kind of get some smooth parts, but also, I don't know, personally I like some of this rough area too. Do the same on the other side, and we will go with that and see how that goes. Okay, so more or less I've tried that on a couple boards. I like the way that turned out, just running the planer down it. And so anyway, I was going to show you what I've got set up. So here's my makeshift dust collector. I had to use paper towel to fill in the gaps. I don't know I don't know. I'm assuming I need the bigger shop vac to hook up to most of these things. The only thing this little small hose will hook up to is my random orbital sander, but oh well. So anyways, so what I've got here, since I don't, one of the things with this outfeed table, I'm still kind of contemplating working on whatever, is some kind of clamping system. So basically, see if I can get this adjusted to where it's, so what I have, I don't know if we can, okay, so what I got down here is, like I said, I don't have any clamping system, so I've got just a couple screws I just screwed into the table, and I'm just button that up to there to have kind of a stop. So I'll back up here and, oh, sorry, I got too much junk in the way. So like I said, this is, my intent with this is to be pretty raw, so I'm sure that's coming through. Okay, so at any rate, gonna get a little noisy, but here goes nothing. So that's it. Like I said, here's, let me get this out of the way. That's kind of the finished look of that. So that's it. I think all in all, I'm happy with it. Look at my gut, do you? There you go. Okay, so so now, kind of what the next thing I'm looking at is if I want to keep the ends squared off, or if I want to bevel those, kind of, I don't know, I think beveling gives it kind of a, set this down, I think beveling, it gives it kind of a little, some depth to it that I don't know, I personally like. Some people don't, but so did a few test pieces again, so I like it. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of using the power planer, though, I am going to use my little block planer. I believe that's what it's called. There again, like I said, I'm by no means a professional woodworker, so I'm sure people will let me know. This is what I'm using. I'm calling that a block plane. It may not be. I know there's several different types, but so basically what I'm doing here is just kind of all the way down the edges here. I may have to run another screw in to keep it from moving that way too. Like I said, trial and error. I tend to go more on the side of error, but you know, such is life. That should work. If not, we'll adjust again, right? Okay. Okay, there's that. Next thing I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and line these planks up where I want them, mark them, and then yeah, come along. So okay, so I thought I'd show you how on projects like this where it doesn't necessarily need to be like super precise. You know, I mean, if I needed to be precise, I'd use either a tape measure or, you know, some other kind of gauge. So, like with this, I've got it built out to where it's roughly about a 1-inch overhang on the sides and then across the front. The back's going to be flush. Kind of show you what I'm doing if I can get the camera down here enough. Okay, so like right here. Nope, I'm in the front here. Okay. Well, maybe not. Alright. You gotta love it. What I'm doing is I'm just putting my finger there touching the framework and seeing where it comes out on my knuckle. So basically 1 inch puts me right about that first knuckle there. Maybe not quite, maybe a little bit, maybe more like 3/4 of an inch, but right there at that first knuckle. So then what I do is I'll go here and then all the way down to the other end. And yeah, I don't have trying to do this by myself, I'm not able to. So then I'll go all the way down to the other end and then kind of match the two up. So as you can see, I mean, it's not going to get you precise, but it'll get you, I mean, it'll get you fairly close. So with that method, let's just see where I'm at. Okay, so this one, I'm at 1 1/8 inches. And this one, I'm right at 1 inch. So I guess I was wrong. My calibrated eyeballs weren't working that great. So that knuckle is right about 1 inch or so. So yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, 1 1/8 inches, and then we'll see where I'm at. I mean, that one I should have done. The front was more, that one was based more off of measurements. So yeah, the front I'm 1 1/8 inches. So yeah, I mean, like I said, that for me, I mean, teach their own, but for me, that especially on a project like this, that is close enough. But at any rate, so got the table lined up. So now I'm just going to make some marks here, so when I move it over to my outfeed table to my bench, I can line those marks back up and secure everything down. So I'll probably do that from the bottom. That way I'm not having to sand in the face of this. I'm not having to sand my beveled edges. All right, well, thanks for sticking with me. Sorry for the sudden interruption in that video. I really couldn't find, as I was cutting this up, I really couldn't find a good place to end it. So wanted to keep the video at a watchable length for you. So again, if you stuck with me, I appreciate it. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. If you have any comments, please leave them. Anything else you'd like to maybe see me work on, any information that you may have liked to have had that I left out. So again, going to do this in a couple different parts. So next part's going to be going over how I finished the table out, stained it, sealed it, and assembled the whole thing together. Probably go over how we, painting the frame and all that pretty basic stuff as far as that goes. But yeah, so at least going to have one more part, possibly a third. Like I said, trying to keep these videos to a watchable length. So again, please hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.